My life is great, ain't filled with hate, I don't know about you. I know the world is fucked up, it's so destructive, but what can I do? I gotta roll the sweet up and kick my feet up, we gotta pull through. I gotta lend a hand everywhere I can, I don't need to know you.
Alright, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Jerice back with another episode of Real Talk. And today I'm going to be going over the Timothy Simpkins saga. So, in case you haven't heard, there was a black male named Timothy Simpkins who opened fire at a local high school and shot 4 people.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I know black people don't usually do that. That's white people. And, yeah, the media was really hoping it was a white dude before he got identified. But, yeah, it wasn't a white guy. So, yeah, there goes that. But let's take a look at the stories. All right, so ABC News, you know, got to give them their credit. Don't want no copyrights, right? All right, so this is yesterday. This is yesterday's vid.
Racing to the scene in Arlington, Texas, outside Dallas. This time.
Oh yeah, and Dallas, near Dallas. Let's just start with that. That's an automatic L right there.
I'm at Timberview High School. The gunfire ringing out early this morning. One of the victims shot a young English teacher. He is 25 years old. Tonight he's in the hospital. A 15-year-old in the hospital too.
Hold on, I don't think y'all caught what he just said.
To the scene in Arlington, Texas, outside Dallas. This time at Timberview High School, the gunfire ringing out early this morning. One of the victims shot a young English teacher. He is 25.
My man said one of the victims shot an English teacher. What the fuck? So a dude got shot, and then this dude shot the English teacher, is what you're saying, bruh. y'all really need to work on your teleprompter guy.
5 years old. Tonight he's in the hospital. A 15-year-old in the hospital too, who had been in critical condition, now recovering in the ICU. Word of an active shooter reaching police just after 9 this morning. Armed officers running inside. The suspect quickly identified as an 18-year-old student at the school, fleeing in a car, triggering a massive hunt, and a warning that he was armed and dangerous.
Yeah, see, notice how they didn't want to say it was a black student. Like, they were trying their best, and they were waiting and hoping that it was a white student so they could push the race narrative. But it didn't. It wasn't fated to be so.
Students and teachers barricading themselves with doors, the chairs and desks, and behind those doors, huddling there in the dark. Outside, a massive law enforcement response securing the school, getting the injured medical help. Law enforcement rushing to his home nearby. They did not find him there. Tonight, after searching for hours, the gunman turning himself in, and what we've now learned. ABC's Marcus.
What we've now learned.
More leading us off here from Texas tonight.
Tonight, a shooting at this Arlington, Texas high school, leaving 4 people hurt.
This is not a random act of violence. This is not somebody attacking our schools.
Officials saying it all started around 9:15 this morning. Authorities now reviewing videos posted to social media appearing to show a fight.
We believe right
Damn, my boy is getting his ass whooped.
now preliminary that it was a student that got into a fight and drew a weapon.
All you hear is pop, pop, pop. Like 6 shots, 6, 7 shots back to back.
I love when niggas tell stories. Niggas tell the best stories. Like, look at this shit.
Drew a weapon.
All you hear is pop.
Like, why are you doing your hand like that, bro? What are you doing?
Like 6 shots, 6, 7 shots back to back.
This is something you all have done drills on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we do drills on it all the time, so we knew what to do. Once we heard lockdown, because usually they let us know it's a drill, but they say lockdown, so we knew it was in our drill.
Police identifying the suspect as 18-year-old Timothy George Simpkins, a Timberview High School student.
Okay, I don't know if y'all can see this, but I don't know. Does this nigga have something in his mouth? Like, because it don't look like his teeth are just regular teeth. I might be tripping.
Student who turned himself in after an hours-long manhunt. Students sheltering in place, Teacher Dale Topham was just down the hall with his students, and together they barricaded the door.
When they realized it was shooting, there was no hesitation, no confusion, no chaos. They just immediately sprang into action.
One 25-year-old teacher and 3 teenage students were wounded during the shooting. 3 of them taken to the hospital and expected to be okay. As an all-out manhunt for Simpkins began, law enforcement swarming his house with guns drawn. But he wasn't there. Officials out with a warning.
This person is considered to be armed and dangerous.
As the lockdown was lifted at the high school, a steady stream of students walking out in a single file. And a now familiar scene tonight. Worried parents waiting to be reunited with their children. This is the 5th school shooting in the past week. This mom saying that she and her son had discussed school shootings and prepared for this day.
To know that the shooting was right next to his class, bullets fly everywhere.
And Marcus Moore with us tonight from outside that Arlington High School. And Marcus, no word on a motive yet?
David, no word from authorities on a motive, but they say a possible weapon, a .45 caliber handgun, was found in the street about 2 miles from here. And Simpkins has been charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and he's expected to go before a judge tonight. David.
Marcus Moore leading us off tonight from Arlington. Marcus.
All right, and then before we move on to the next clip, I want to ask the people who are always, the police always shoot and kill black men. So once they found out that this was a black kid, shouldn't they have shot him? But the police always shooting and kill black people, right? All right, cool, bet. All right, cool, bet. Next.
Describe the frantic texts they received.
All right, so this is some of the interviews they did with some of the other students about the shooting.
From their own children. They were panicked and worried about their children's safety. Hundreds gathered at the Mansfield Performing Arts Center, awaiting the dozens of buses that delivered their children back into their arms. Fox 4's David Centenry spoke with parents and students, some of whom saw the shooting firsthand. David.
Yeah, Steve, and some parents who spoke with us were smiling ear to ear with joy as they were able to be reunited with their children. Others had no words, just tears, as they were anxiously awaiting the arrival of these students following the lockdown after that school shooting.
Hundreds of parents lining up at Mansfield ISD's Center for the Performing Arts never knew what it felt like to wait while their child was at the center of a school shooting until now.
I love my baby. I love my baby girl.
Frank Earl recalls a frightening text message from his daughter.
So when I was looking at my phone, all I can see was we hiding, they shooting at the school.
Damian Paul Hill says he was running late to class when he saw the fight break out in a second-floor classroom.
Damn, I swear to God, niggas stay running on CPT. God fucking damn it. Nigga was running late to class. Come on, bro. You could have just been like, I was on my way to class and I saw that shit happen. Come on, bro.
Next thing you know, I looked out to the left of me and I seen like the glare of the gun.
Chastity Turner was in the classroom next door.
We heard gunshots and I was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So we all ran to the other side of the classroom. We heard glass breaking and he continued to shoot. And I called my mom and I told her I love her and I hung up the phone because it was time for me to stop talking It was time for me to stop talking because it was time for me to stop talking. God fucking damn it. You couldn't have been like, it's time for me to stop talking because there's an active shooter in the school and, you know, he might try to come up in here, so I gotta go. Nothing. It was time for me to stop talking because it was time for me to stop fucking talking. Yes. I swear to God.
Jaden Marshall says he wanted to protect his classmates.
We had me and 2 or 3 other students hold the door.
Oh, hell no. That's a fucking athlete. I don't know what the fuck sport he played, but that's a fucking athlete. He might be a basketball player. He looked like he'd be like a basketball player, like a LaMelo Ball type of nigga. Well, half-breed, because this nigga's clearly a half-breed. Look at that hair. Look at this hair. That is not a nigga. No.
That's all we could really do in that situation.
And protect himself.
Just making sure nobody got in. I just wanted to stay alive.
There was little time to think.
At the time, I was in the hallway, and then all of a sudden I just heard, gun, gun, go, go.
People running, screaming, teachers begging for help.
Some who didn't hear gunfire questioned if there was actually a shooting.
until our principal came on the intercom and said lock down. Then that's when everybody started crying, screaming, so we immediately went to the hiding spots, the back parts of the room.
Students were locked down for several hours.
I just wanted to call my mom.
As scary as it was for students,
It's been very scary for us.
their parents and family members felt even more helpless.
I was nervous. My heart was pounding. My wife's heart was pounding. She was crying.
Their children remained out of reach for most of the morning. It wasn't until early afternoon the school's 1,700 students were escorted out. Dozens of buses lined up to take them the 6 miles from Timberview High to the Performing Arts Center. It's where parents held their children for the first time since the shooting.
I was just ready to get to my baby. I was just happy I finally got her and we're going home.
Happy to be reunited
I was happy and I cried because I thought I was never going to see them again.
and to safely.
And yep, there go his mama. I told you this nigga is a half-breed.
Go home.
And like tears just start flowing because I didn't know what to expect.
Mansfield ISD says school and extracurricular activities are canceled tomorrow. It's providing counseling services for students, teachers, and family members.
All right, all right, all right. All right, so now, next, we have the statement from the family of Mr. Timothy Simpkins, who was just a troubled boy who was going through his personal struggles at his school in Timberview, or Mansfield. Oop.
He was scared. He was afraid. There's a video that's all out on social media.
Hold on. Let me start that from the beginning. I don't know if y'all caught that. I don't know if you caught that.
He was scared. He was afraid. There's a video that's all out on social media.
All right, so he was scared and he was afraid. So no matter what niggas do, they always scared and afraid. When it comes to police, when it comes to shooting niggas, it's because they were scared. All right, cool. Let's do it.
And it shows that he was being attacked. It wasn't just one person that would attack him and bully him, taking his money.
So now the nigga's getting bullied. Call me crazy. Maybe things have changed since I've been in high school. It's almost been a smooth decade. But judging from what I saw of that fight, I'm sure it wasn't just random kids bullying him. It was probably some good old-fashioned niggatry. Probably him talking shit to some other niggas. And guess what? You say enough shit to a nigga and fights break out usually. I mean, I'm not an expert. I've only been dealing with niggas for like 27 years, but it is what it is.
Harassing him due to the fact because he had more things than maybe others. It takes us all.
What are those things that he had that other kids did not have? Could you name them? Let me guess. Let me guess. Jordans, what? Some AirPods? I don't know. Some Gucci, Nike. Like, what did he have, lady? Cause back when I was growing up, most of the people had the same shit. Like, there wasn't really that big of a difference between like, quote unquote, poor people and like people who had like money. It's like the white people who had money had like Abercrombie and Fitch, and like niggas had like Jordans and shit. So I mean, like, what are these things?
It takes us all to stand together about this bullying. It could have been a situation where he took the other turn and decided to commit suicide. What the decision that he made, taking the gun, we're not justifying that. That was not right. But he was trying to protect himself. And so we hope that the police department does the investigation properly.
So he was trying to protect himself when he shot the teacher who had nothing to do with it? So wait, the teacher was bullying this man too? The fuck? Hey man, I know I'm 25 and shit, and you know I got a job and I'm your English teacher, but hey man, hey man, run me a 20. Like what? Like no. And what about the three other people? Because I mean, according to my eyes, only one nigga was whooping his ass, but maybe the three other students were the other bullies, allegedly.
There are going to be independent investigations that's going to be done as well, so that we can get to the bottom of really what happened.
Well, and you say that he was bullied exactly because he had, clearly y'all have a little bit of money, you know what I mean? Like, because of money situation, or what all are you saying that he was bullied about, and how many times did y'all report that?
I like how they keep throwing out this, y'all have a little bit of money. These look like regular people, like if you looked at the background, they look like they just stay in a regular middle of the road house, and there's nothing indicating they have this excess amount of money. Like I'm literally looking at them, and nothing to me tells me that they have this excessive amount of money to where he would literally become a target for, I guess, these impoverished youth.
Well, due to the fact that they were blessed financially, and so he was able to, get things maybe that other children could not get or teenagers could not have. And so because he wore nice clothes, and because he drove nice cars, and because he had the
Cars plural. So this nigga would take more than one car to school. Is that what you're telling me? And what are the name brands of these clothes? Because I mean, you don't have to have name brand clothes. You can just have some, shit that just looks nice. I don't wear name brand shit all the time, but I mean, the way you put it together makes it look all right. But are you saying this man drove multiple cars to school? Okay.
things. He was like a target, outgoing, loving person, being that he's been around his grandmother, his loving mother. They taught him to love, and he was a giver.
I can't even do this shit. Oh god, it's fucked up because I'm part of the shit. What about his goddamn daddy? You bitch.
Mostly like up until the point to where he got into his senior year. And it really became, he's looking forward to graduating and doing something with his life.
Well, I can't do this shit. What was he gonna do? What was he gonna do with his life? Was he planning on going to college? Was he gonna be a lawyer? Was he gonna be a doctor? I don't know. Maybe an engineer, architect. What was he gonna do? Maybe he was gonna be a software engineer. I don't know. Maybe he was gonna work at Google. Highly doubtful, but yeah, it's a possibility.
Would you like to say to the victims' families at the same time?
The victim's family, there is no justification of anybody who's being hurt. We have to take a look at the fact that bullying is real, and it takes us all. And I do apologize. We ask as a family for forgiveness of any type of hurt. It was never intention for it to go on like this.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna add one last thing before I get into the last article here. But yes, bullying is real. It definitely does happen. But in my experience, a lot of people really exaggerate the current state of bullying, because even when I was growing up, there wasn't that much bullying unless you were like literally the creepy guy in the corner with dirty clothes, fucking hunched up with your fucking, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm being extreme here, but generally, the type of people that get bullied. Like, you have to be the most defenseless, huge target on your back, wearing like the dustiest, dirty New Balances, never have a friend type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does not happen, especially to a average looking urban black kid. Like, I'm sure he wasn't
bullied per se. He probably started shit with some other niggas, but definitely not bullied. But all right. Last article, because this is the most recent development. Alleged Texas high school shooter released from jail on bond. Alright, so it's only a 35-second clip, and then we'll read the article.
A student who is accused of opening fire in a Texas high school on Wednesday has been released on bond, according to multiple reports. Timothy George Simpkins.
Yeah. Get that out of here. See, I don't know what it is, but it looks like he has some kind of like, I don't know if it's like gold teeth in his mouth. I don't know. Like, his teeth don't look like natural teeth. And that was probably part of the reason why he was getting into fights, because he was probably calling some niggas broken shit, trying to stun and shit. But that's just my estimation.
Posted a $75,000 bond and was released from Tarrant County Jail on Thursday, according to local ABC affiliate WFAA. 4 people were injured in the shooting. Simpkins, who is a student at Timberview High School in Arlington, Texas, was inside a classroom on the second floor of the building when a fight started between him and a 15-year-old student, according to an arrest warrant reported by the Fort Worth Star-Telegram.
Oh, and yeah, he got his ass whooped by a 15-year-old. Ha 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 ha. Alright, so a student who was accused of opening fire in a Texas high school on Wednesday has been released on bond, according to multiple reports. Timothy George Simpkins, 18, posted a $75,000 bond and was released from Tarrant County Jail on Thursday, according to local ABC affiliate WFAA. 4 people were injured in the shooting. Simpkins, who was a student at Timberview High School in Arlington, Texas, was inside a classroom on the second floor of the building when a fight started between him and a 15-year-old student, according to an arrest warrant reported by the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Videos of the fight were circulating on social media. The newspaper reported, one of which showed Simpkins being hit by another student. Once teachers were able to break up the fight, Simpkins walked to an orange backpack, grabbed a gun, and began shooting at the student he fought with. One student told police that Simpkins shot 7 to 8 times, and others said they heard 3 to 6 shots, according to the Star-Telegram. The student who fought Simpkins was in critical condition as of Thursday, according to the newspaper. A teenage girl was grazed by a bullet but was treated and released from the hospital. A 25-year-old teacher who broke up the fight was also shot but is in good condition, the newspaper reported. Another teacher was injured, but she fell and was not shot. Okay, thank God. And then Simpkins fled the scene of the shooting but later turned himself in. He is facing charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The Hill reached out to the Arlington Police Department for comment. Carol Harrison Lafayette, who is acting as the spokesperson for the Simpkins family, told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that the 18-year-old was being bullied. The decision he made, taking the gun, we're not justifying that, Harrison Lafayette told the newspaper. That was not right, but he was trying to protect himself, and so we hope that the police department does the investigation properly. So, let's recap here. Let's recap. Let's see if I can sum it up nice and quick. So, 18-year-old is probably doing what niggas do, going around stunting, flossing, talking shit to other niggas. And once you talk shit to other niggas, guess what? Fights break out. Apparently, I'm guessing he had been beefing with these individuals repeatedly, because it ain't like he just took the gun to school and decided to shoot on that day. So he was probably beefing with these individuals over the course of multiple days, maybe weeks. And today, when he got his ass whooped, or the day he got his ass whooped,
he decided, fuck that, and decided to shoot said individual. And now the family comes out and says he was being bullied, even though you have no way to prove he was actually being bullied. It's very weird how that works. Because I'm sure you know his day-to-day life, and I'm sure that you know individuals were just harassing him for the sake of harassing him without being provoked and things of that nature. So we'll just say he was bullied for all intents and purposes. So after he shoots the individual who assaulted him, he also ends up shooting a teacher and grazing another student, and causes this whole evacuation to happen. And then he flees and later turns himself in with a lawyer. And now he has been released on $75,000 bond. So I'm very interested to see where this is going to go, considering all the narratives and all the race play that's going to go on here, because you know, he's a black man. He didn't get shot by the police. He was being bullied, and all the little freaking strings they're going to pull along the way. I'm very interested to see how this story is going to develop. But we'll see over the next couple of days, I guess. But with that, give me a like, share, subscribe. If I made a little bit of sense, if I made a lot of sense, if I made you chuckle. And it's been your boy Jerice, back with another episode of Real Talk. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.